Hey there, everybody. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Classic Live Album War. Figure we try this one again. For whatever reason, the first time I taped it, levels looked good. Went to go listen back, and the volume was like non-existent. So it's always a challenge when you're using microphones on and off, and changing things up. And anyway, I think we have it back on track. So this is the final installment. Okay, the final video in round one of our Classic Live Album War tournament. This one, I somehow forgot about this one. Should have recorded it over the weekend. I was looking at my spreadsheet this morning. I'm like, oh crap, we forgot about Supertramp Paris against Fleetwood Mac Live, both released in 1980, both really good ones. Two mega bands at the time, riding high. In one instance, one band riding a little higher than the other in many ways. Want to thank everybody this weekend who helped out. This was like a ridiculously crazy, busy weekend of YouTube recording. 4 shows with Chris Allo, 4 shows with Jeff Young, Frank Marino interview, and 6 shows recording with my good buddy Wild Bill over on the Comic Book Geezers channel, which is our sister channel. If you haven't checked it out, please do. Comic Book Geezers. We basically show off and talk about all sorts of comics from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, Marvel, DC, some independent stuff along the way. If you love vintage like Fantastic Four, Thor, Captain America, Spider-Man, the Hulk, the Avengers, Defenders, Batman, Superman, The Flash, you name it, we talk about it. Okay, we show off our books, we open them up, we have fun little theme shows and things like that. It's a lot of fun. Check us out over at Comic Book Geezers. All right, back to the albums. Okay, so let's start off with Paris by Supertramp. Okay, recorded on their Breakfast in America tour. Okay, but actually recorded at the Pavillon de Paris in Paris, France, November 29th, 1979. A really good set list. This sold very, very well. Okay, hot on the heels of Breakfast in America, their biggest selling album. All right, a killer set list. I know some folks over the years have talked about how the only real bad thing you can say about this album is that it lacks any kind of stretching out. Like most of the tracks on here are almost like note for note perfect renditions of their studio counterparts. And that's true. Okay, this is not a one of those albums that's takes a 5-minute track and turns it into 10 and all sorts of that doesn't really happen here. These are basically really, really well done renditions of some of their most popular and best tracks. Okay, starting off with School. Okay, amazing tune. Ain't Nobody But Me, the logical song. Big hit for the band. Bloody Well Right, of course, from the Crime of the Century album. Side 2 of the vinyls got Breakfast in America, You Started Laughing, Hide in Your Shell, and From Now On. Great tune. Side 3, Dreamer, another big hit. Sung by Roger Hodgson. Rudy, the excellent Rudy. One of my favorite tracks from this band. Soapbox Opera. Asylum, another great tune. Side 4, Take the Long Way Home. Another endearing hit from the band. Fool's Overture. Killer song. One of the proggier tracks. The lengthiest track on this album. Nearly 11 minutes long. 2 of Us, and then finishing it all off with, of course, Crime of the Century, the title track to that very, very fine classic album. You know, Rick Davies, Roger Hodgson, John Helliwell, Dougie Thompson, Bob Seipenberg. All right, the classic lineup of the band. All right, a great live album, great sounding live album, sonically perfect. And like I said, maybe the one negative thing you can say is that it all just sounds so similar to the studio tracks. But if you're someone who that's what you like about live albums, you want to hear those songs like you remember them from the albums, played to perfection on stage. That's what you get here. The vocals are great, the instrumentation is great. It's just a really good live album that, again, it's almost like a greatest hits live, so to speak. But if you're looking for all sorts of improvs and stretching out and experimentation, you're not going to get it with that one. Okay, again, start of the 80s, that sort of thing was happening in the 70s, not so much going forward. Okay, here we got Fleetwood Mac Live. Okay, this is taken mostly from the Tusk tour of 79 through 80. There's a couple of the tracks recorded earlier on, released in December 8th of 1980, literally just like 2 months after the Supertramp album. Another good one, okay? Kind of capturing a band at the height of their successes and excesses, right? So I'm sure most of these performances cocaine and alcohol fueled in a big way, taken from all sorts of different performances and venues, right? So you got Monday Morning starts it all off from Tokyo. Say You Love Me from Kansas City, Missouri. It's a great track. Dreams, taken from Paris. Okay, Soundcheck in Paris. Oh Well, kind of neat, from St. Louis, Missouri. That's basically an old Peter Green staple from early part of Fleetwood Mac's career. Played here by Lindsey Buckingham. Quite nicely, I might say. Over and Over from Oklahoma City. Side 2, you got Sarah from St. Louis. Not That Funny from Cleveland, Ohio. Never Going Back Again. Quirky tune, I like that one a lot. From Tucson, Arizona, the legendary Landslide from London. Got Fireflies from Santa Monica. Over My Head, the fine, catchy Over My Head from Nashville, Tennessee. Rhiannon, a very good Rhiannon, I might add, from London. Don't Let Me Down Again from Passaic. One More Night from Santa Monica. And then on side 4, you've got a rousing Go Your Own Way from Cleveland, Ohio. Don't Stop, also from Paris, from the Soundcheck. I'm So Afraid from Cleveland, Ohio, and finishing all off with The Farmer's Daughter, old Brian Wilson track from Santa Monica Civic Auditorium, right? So you got Lindsey Buckingham, Stevie Nicks, Christine McVie, John McVie, and of course Fleetwood, the Fleet Fleetwood. All right, not quite as kind of perfect and tidy live set as the Paris show, but a good bunch of performances nonetheless. Again, Fleetwood Mac, kind of at the height of their popularity. All right, seemingly can do no wrong, but probably enjoying themselves a little bit too much, right? So I would say these performances probably, like I said, not as tight, a little bit looser, a little bit juicier from all the stuff they were ingesting there, but still good nonetheless. So if I had to take a pick between the two, because that's what we do here, I like both of these a lot. Okay, I like both of these bands a lot. Okay, obviously the ultimate lineups of both acts, right? As far as like popularity and sales go, you may like other lineups, but these are the ones that brought them in the most cashola. But I think as far as like a live album that I go back to more often, okay, I'm going to go with this one here. All right, I just think it's just got a stellar track list, all performed impeccably. All right, maybe it doesn't have the danger and the kind of excitement of this one, okay, but I just think that 75% of this track list is really strong. The rest is kind of like okay, good, but this top to bottom, hard to beat. So that's my pick. All right, your opinion may differ. Got that little white circle with an I in it up there. Click on that. You can vote for Supertramp or Fleetwood Mac. Also list your comments below. You go to our Facebook page and vote there as well. You know how it goes. At the end of 6 days, I stop counting. The winner's moving on to round 2. It's going to join all of our winners from round 1, and then in about 2 weeks' time, we're going to start our round 2 Classic Live Album War, because we're moving towards anointing your favorite live album of all time. That's kind of the point of this whole exercise. So who's going to make it to the end? We don't know. All right, we've got lots of contestants moving on to round 2, so I'm going to be randomly making matchups, and in about 2 weeks you'll see more videos, more polls on the Facebook page, and we'll see what happens, right? Who's going to make it to the top? I don't know. Supertramp, Fleetwood Mac, Allman Brothers, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, Robin Trower, Rory Gallagher, Frank Marino, Rolling Stones, who knows? AC/DC, we'll see. We'll see which one makes it to your favorite of all time. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Of course, we're here on YouTube every damn day. Over the next 2 weeks, while we're kind of putting the finishing touches on these and getting ready for round 2, I'll be doing some occasional top 10 songs, some rants, some other odds and ends. You may not see me every single day, but you'll see me a few times a week. So stay tuned for that. I'll try and get to some stuff that I haven't done in a while. All right, some new product reviews and things. I got a whole stack of CDs over here I got to get to. So we'll see what happens. All right, guys, we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.